Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the latest episode of our Spotlight podcast. I'm Jackie Lebrack, communication strategist here at Celerity Credit Union, and I'm joined by two great colleagues today. We're going to talk about the credit union difference and what credit unions do for society. Spoiler alert, we actually change the world and we make it a better place. No big deal, right, guys?
Right.
Humble brag. I have Tammy Walker and Sean McEwen joining me today. Hi, team.
Hello, hello.
Oh,
Great to see you. So Sean is our marketing activation specialist who joins me on the marketing team, and Tammy Walker is our portfolio manager for our business members. Both of them also happen to be strong credit union advocates. Tammy, I'm going to begin with you.
okay.
What sets credit unions apart from banks?
Oh, how much time do we have? The corporate speak is, credit unions are not for profit financial cooperatives, which means that we don't answer to very many corporate humans. We like with the shareholders, we answer to our members. So credit unions, thinking of it as we wholeheartedly serve our communities. We do this by returning any earned profits back to our members in the form of like better rates or reduced fees, and in some cases, no fees. We don't pay out to any Wall Street stakeholders. Some other ideas is that we give back tremendously to our community. What was it last year? Celerity alone gave about $125,000 in sponsorships and donations to our community partners and other worthy causes. When you work at a Washington credit union, you are part of an incredible network of cooperatives across the Evergreen State, creating value to both consumers and communities. Credit unions look out for consumers' financial well-being by providing education, helping them save for a brighter future, by making loans that help our members get the keys to their dream homes, maybe open businesses, by buying vehicles that get them to work and to school. It goes on and on.
Like I said, we change the world.
We changed.
And Sean, you work with these community partners all the time, some of them that Tammy mentioned, and you see this impact firsthand. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I in my position, I do have that benefit of working with our community partners and our sponsorships. And I see, whether it's the YWCA donations that we do, the Habitat for Humanity builds, or working with United Way or the Humane Society, we have lots of opportunity to give back and to be involved in our community. And I think that's one of the big differences too with the credit union is that we are all about that community. And then it even comes down to, the community of our members, since we are, member owned, that we have lots of opportunity to work with members where larger banks, big banks don't really have that opportunity. So we see these people every day, and we know that they're more than just a credit score and a number. So there is, there's lots of stories that we hear of people who said, the bank said no, you guys said yes, thank you so much. Tammy, kind of what you said, I needed this car to get to work. Without this, I don't know what I would have done. And so those are some of the stories that we hear, here at the credit union. And it's not just our community sponsorships that we get to interact with the community. It's really the members too.
Yet credit unions sort of have to fight for our spot, right? We have to advocate on behalf of ourselves so lawmakers understand what we're doing for our communities. This is what our president and CEO, Mina Worthington, you can see on the screen here, was busy doing in Washington, D.C. this past spring. Sean, I know you were there with her. What did you do, and why was it so important to meet with lawmakers?
Yeah, that was quite an experience because one thing I will say is, it was the largest gathering for the credit unions here in the United States. And when you get in a gathering like that, you expect everybody to kind of be talking about, oh, well, how are we going to maximize profits this next year? When we talk to our legislators, we got to make sure that we do things that, are going to help the bottom line. But really, there was none of that talk. You didn't hear that anywhere. It was all about, this is how we're going to help our members. This is how we can help our members more this next year and, this next season. And we need to emphasize that to the lawmakers and let them know, hey, we're not for profit. We are owned by our members. We work for our members, and everything we do is for our members. So it was quite an experience, and really it was bringing our members' stories to the lawmakers and to the people who make those decisions that can affect our ability to offer the services and the lower rates and everything that credit unions bring to the table that a big bank and that a for-profit institution doesn't bring to the table.
And Tammy, at a state level, you advocated on behalf of Celerity and the credit union movement. So kind of, much more regionally and locally, what kinds of things did you do with lawmakers there?
Very similar to what Sean experienced. It was it was just so empowering to be in front of these lawmakers and talk about the value that credit unions offer to our communities. And in tune with it. So we're also members of Go West, which is an organization made up of like 300 credit unions across 6 Western states, serving 16.5 million members. So having that focus and these lawmakers' attention was so valuable. Go West has a huge advocacy arm that really reaches out and helps translate for lawmakers the importance of allowing credit unions to serve our communities. Other notes that I took from this is that there's also 46 low-income designated credit unions in Washington and 17 community development financial institutions that we got to share this information with these lawmakers. They have the access to the funds to help provide services to low-income and underserved areas like small business loans, affordable housing loans, I should be more specific, sorry about that, and other support for their members' financial wellness. And it just goes on. Also, sharing with them some other things that were super exciting in 2022. Credit unions in Washington donated like 38,000 hours in community service and supported 2,300 nonprofits.
Wow.
That's outstanding. We've talked about all the savings that members receive from credit unions. This comes to about $7.5 billion impact for Washington's economy. It's truly remarkable.
And that, my friends, is what we call the credit union difference. There's one other thing I do have to talk about too. All the data is great. You guys just talked about that. I've been a credit union member since I was a teen. I've also banked and had accounts at big banks. There's something to say about the service you receive, how you actually feel when you interact with a credit union, particularly Celerity Credit Union. Our members rave about our service because we care. Sean, you've worked with members directly.
I had a member come up to me and another one of our Celerians at a community event, and they said, okay, I know, yeah, your rates are great. Okay, no fees, that's great. But what really makes you different? Why, if you had to tell me right now, why should I, bank with Celerity? And I said, well, it's us. I looked at the person next to me. I said, it's us. And everybody kind of laughed. I was kind of like, but it's true because, credit unions really are about community. Celerity is very, very much about our community and very much about, the culture that we have here in Celerity as far as reaching out and helping our community. So when you look at the big differences, obviously the stats and the money savings are the headlines, but the thing that really keeps people coming back to credit unions are the relationships and that customer service that you're not going to find in other situations or other financial institutions that might not have that personal touch.
Sean, I love that. I love what you just said. It's us. I think I'm going to use that.
It's
It's
us.
us. I work on the commercial side. I work with our commercial investor members. I know their families. Some of them are really surprised that I even ask what they have outside of their investment ideas. We chat about their near and far investment plans. They have a lot of dreams out there. And they have my direct cell number. So the members that they're really the center of everything that we do at Celerity, very similar to what Sean was sharing. And so many credit unions operate the very same way that we do. They drive our business decisions, their business decisions. They help us make changes. They help us bring ideas to the table. It's literally all about the money.
I'm going to throw one thing in there. Something that I think is just epitomizes that is, credit unions, we have a board, and you're going to find a board at, a large bank and everything, a national bank too. The big banks, they have boards, but the boards have very different purposes. And the boards at a credit union, they are there to monitor and make sure that everything is happening for the benefit of the member. And the board at a big bank, at a national bank, something like that, they're there to make sure that they're maximizing profits and doing what's best for the bank. And I think that's something that stood out to me about a stark difference between, credit unions and other financial institutions is like you said, we are all about the member, whether that's a business member or a personal account member. We are here for them.
Tammy, Sean, this has been absolutely enlightening. Thank you for advocating so strongly for what we do so we can continue to serve our communities to the best of our ability.
For sure.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, thanks for being here today. And if you're a member watching, thank you for being a member. We do it all for you, as we just discussed. If you're wondering if a credit union is right for you, we welcome you to come experience the credit union difference for yourselves. Just visit celeritycu.org/join. And thanks for tuning into the Spotlight podcast. Until next time.